to roll too.
Okay.
Let's roll it.
And actually, I do need to have this in just so I can have a better sense of the volume. But
Yeah.
all right, audio,
Is it
video is rolling.
Is it good?
What,
How
this
is-
or
how is-
this?
I like that. How's my volume? And then I stopped talking.
I know people do that all the time.
Like, how is it?
All right, here we go. Audio rolling in 3, 2, 1. You're live.
Welcome to the circus. Welcome to the show. Dr. D and I having too much fun. As usual, huh, Dr. D?
Oh, good heavens. You know, Ringling Brothers and Barnum and Bailey, were they still to be in business?
Well, that's why they're out of business. We
Wouldn't-
ran them out of
We
business.
ran them
with our
out
circus.
because we're having more fun than they are.
The
And we
circus-
don't have any animal acts. And now, folks, don't you dare go there by saying, well, what about you two? Where-
Well, the circus in this town never leaves.
That is true. Where is this particular train going today? Because I'd like to keep it on the rails, because a lot of shows I do, it gets
Yeah.
off the rails really fast.
You're always trying to keep us on the rails. I do
Trying.
appreciate that sometimes, Dr. D, but sometimes I feel like you're a little bit of a taskmaster. I just want to have fun. It's the first, if it's
Girls
that we
just
talk about
wanna
it
have fun.
every year. We talked about it a couple weeks ago, but it
Mhm.
is basically fall now, right after Labor Day. In our
Well,
minds.
it's unofficially fall.
When is it
following
officially fall?
21st of September.
When it is,
or
when is it
22nd.
officially? Did you say September?
September.
When is it officially winter? Do you know?
The 21st, usually it's the 21st of December.
How do you know all these things?
Well, first of all, because it's something that I have made myself very aware of. But number two, especially with the winter thing, that is my wedding anniversary.
Oh,
Yes.
can't forget that.
No, don't
it's
you
a,
dare.
It's not a cold winter.
Or it will be a cold winter if I forget that.
Hey, you like seafood, right?
I actually do. I really, really do.
What's your favorite?
Well, oh, wow. I'm going to say it's a toss-up between shrimp and a really well-seared ahi tuna.
Yeah.
Oh,
Did you hear about this guy who ate at a restaurant? He ran up a tab
uh-oh,
with all seafood,
uh-oh.
$621 at a seafood restaurant. He had 2 lobsters, 21 vodka oyster shots.
Vodka oyster? Okay.
Yeah.
All
A
right.
baby octopus,
Oh,
a lot of beer.
apparently.
Yeah. This is on the Gold Coast in Australia. And instead of paying for it, he realized or decided he didn't want to pay for it or couldn't pay for it.
Uh-oh.
He ran straight down the beach and jumped into the ocean after he consumed $621 worth of alcohol and seafood. He refused to come back to the shore. So police had to get on jet skis and they were sent after them and they had arrested him out there in the ocean.
Oh my gosh.
Isn't that funny?
Well, I can certainly appreciate his tenacity.
Well, no, he is even more bold than that, Dr. D.
Uh-oh.
He complained that the lobsters were overcooked after he got arrested. Oh boy.
Okay, we'll take that off the tab. Now it's only 500 and some odd dollars. Of course, I don't know what lobsters go for. I know they sell them by the pound,
They
right?
probably didn't believe him after he
Well.
got arrested and ran out on the bill.
Well,
But,
yeah.
um,
Now, but that's not considered a dine and dash. That's considered a suck it down and swim.
let's add that to the excuses now.
Oh
Instead of
my
dine and dash.
God.
That's funny. Hey, well, who doesn't like a tequila festival?
I'm going to tell you about
I knew you
tequila.
were going to tell me a tequila story when I brought that up.
Yes.
Go ahead and tell you.
I am not a tequila drinker. Now, margaritas, that's about as close to tequila as I've gotten until I went to the Santa Barbara Foresters
We're the Santa
championships
Barbara Foresters for our friends in Ireland.
in Ireland. Well, you know, in Ireland,
and the Russian
and thank you.
Republic.
It's Russian, and we are going to take over one of these days the baseball scene. Vodka. I'm not vodka. Tequila. You got me on that.
You've already had too much vodka.
I've already had
today.
too much. Yeah,
You
it's a
had too
little
much of that wine spritzer.
I went to the Santa Barbara Foresters, who are a semi-pro college team that plays every season, every June and July. They won their 9th World Series, and it was back-to-back. They won last year too.
Wow.
And so we were at their celebration, and there was a vendor there, if you want to call him a vendor, who makes his own tequila. And I wish I could remember the name. I will have to get a hold of Drew Wakefield, who hosts one of the other programs on this station, Cork and Fork 805. This guy was serving shots of his tequila. And I thought, what the heck, I'm willing to try it, even though I'm not a tequila drinker. This stuff was so smooth. There was just the most beautiful warmth going down. It was wonderful. Nothing harsh about it. I had a second shot. It was really good.
I'm looking it up here for you.
Yeah.
See if I can find it.
Yeah.
It's not Herradura.
Well, it's done locally.
Yes.
Here in it could be.
For the Foresters. Okay,
Yeah.
Where was it at?
It was at the Carriage Museum.
Okay, so Tequila Carriage Museum.
Yeah.
See if it's there.
That's a new tequila, ladies and gentlemen. We're coming up with ourselves. Tequila Carriage Tequila.
Yeah, I don't know.
But
anyways, it was good. If anybody knows, call in or shoot us an email.
Really,
Dr.
again,
D
as
had
I
too
said,
much. He cannot remember the name.
Yeah, as I said, I'm not a tequila drinker, and I know people who knock back shots of whatever, the Jose Cuervo and so on and so forth. This was really, it was. You could sip it, or you could shoot it. It didn't make any difference. It was delicious. I mean, when have you ever had anybody say about a spirit that it was delicious? No.
That's
that was good, man. That was smooth.
Yeah. Smooth.
So tell me about tequila that you have in this story.
This mixes two things that I love. I'm a vodka drinker. If I do drink, I don't drink that often.
I like vodka
but
too.
when I do.
Uh-huh.
But I do like a good tequila. There's nothing like a good warm tequila buzz. You're just nice and friendly and happy until you have 3. and then the gloves come off and you start fighting your best friend.
That's right.
But this mixes two things that I do love: tequila and a good cause.
Okay.
Who doesn't like a good cause? We love a good cause on the Jeremiah Show.
Absolutely.
So the Andres y Maria Cardenas Family Foundation presents La Tequila Fest. It's actually LA Tequila Fest.
LA Tequila Fest.
Yes, Andres y Maria Cardenas Family Foundation. So the Andres y Maria Cardenas Family Foundation is proud to announce, Dr. D, its 3rd annual LA Tequila Fest.
Oh, wow. 3rd annual. This happens coming up. So you have not missed it. September 25th. It's at the Los Angeles State Historic Park. Oh, wow.
So LA Tequila Fest, I'll tell you a little bit about it. You got to mark your calendar. You got to go check this out. It's a good cause. Some great tequilas sponsored here or represented. It's the foundation is a 501c3 nonprofit scholarship foundation. For over 23 years, the AMCFF has been providing scholarships to students who personify the values of hard work, just like you, Dr. D.
Okay.
Just like you.
Thank you.
Hard work, perseverance, and commitment to the community. So each year, the AMCFF gives between 30 to 40 scholarships, which have equated to over $1.3 million and over 800 scholars, an effort to create generational change amongst the most unserved and underserved communities in LA. So tequila enthusiasts will have the opportunity to come together and enjoy there's over 40 brands at this festival.
See, that's the other thing that blows me away is how many different, and I would venture someone who really enjoys tequila would be able to tell the difference between each one of the 40, because each one's going to have its own
there are
uniqueness.
different characteristics.
Yeah.
Just like a vodka, if you did tasted the vodkas together or bourbons,
Yeah.
I mean, there are different characteristics. One of the brands is Mandala. It's an award-winning small batch premium tequila with offerings like Extra Anejo. Mandala presents elegance with a great body with 7 years of aging in French oak barrels. You ever had anything that's like a good bourbon oaked and aged in French oak barrels?
I can't honestly say that I have. The closest probably would have been an imported Scotch I was given on my 21st birthday. And I found out I didn't care much for Scotch.
Well, you put it in 7-Up, though. Didn't
I did. You remember that? I did.
I do remember.
And folks, look, don't give me any grief over it, because you have to understand.
Send your grief
somebody
to Dr. D at thejeremiahshow.com.
You're familiar with Scotch and soda, right?
Send grief.
Who was send grief to me? Yes. In cash. Send grief in cash.
Send grief, extra grief in cash.
That's right. You do know about Scotch and soda, right? Well,
Yeah.
Who was the first person who thought it was a great idea to mix Scotch and soda?
So is that what happened? You thought it meant literally Scotch and soda, any type of soda? That's what happened, wasn't it?
I hadn't even thought of it that way, but that's how it happened.
That's how it happened. We'll
That's
go with
how
that.
it happened, kids. Yes, that's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
They've got Cazadores, which is one of my favorites. High quality, 100% agave tequila. In 1922, the perfect recipe for a bold Highland tequila was created by Don Jose Maria Buenuelos.
Good try.
How did I do?
Not too bad. Not too bad.
The recipe was developed in Aranda. Oh my God. Why do I even try
Well,
to bring on
but
interesting topics here that I cannot pronounce?
it would have been worse if you'd spelled it. Okay. Because
I'm so
wouldn't have been the
sorry
same.
to all our friends in Mexico.
That's right.
For me just butchering.
They may
your
let you across the
hometown.
border, and then again, they may not. But
Well,
go ahead, continue.
It's in it's a community in the Los Altos region of Jalisco where Tequila Cazadores is still made. A lot of great tequila here. So you're going to have to check it out for yourself. Why? I mean, it's no fun if I just tell you what we've got there. Go down there, check it out for yourself. September 25th. Again, it's down at the Los Angeles State Historic Park. It's the LA Tequila Fest. It's also going to include live performances, Dr. D. We like those.
Oh, yeah.
Good music.
Especially now.
Jenna Red and Stephanie. Okay. I am doing a new thing here.
Okay.
Where when I can't, because I'm just tired of butchering these names week after week. So I'm going to actually play how to pronounce off of Google.
Okay. Hey.
But I closed the window on Stephanie Loaiza, I believe.
Loaiza.
Stephanie, so sorry if I messed that up. It's a very difficult pronunciation.
She's a musician, right?
She is a musician.
Then
She's actually she is LA's top female DJ.
We could actually offer her an opportunity to appear here
she can
on the Jeremiah Show.
How to say her
and then,
last name correctly.
Exactly.
Jenna Red was the first female DJ to ever make it to the finale of the McDonald's and Complex magazine Flavor Battles in 2013. Stephanie L, I'm going to call her, has been the headlining DJ for the hottest upscale venues and has worked with such brands as Porsche, Bloomingdale's, and Macy's.
Wow.
So this event not only has great tequila, but great music. It's about the community coming together. Everybody's going to be enjoying great food on this day, September 25th, with great tequila, great friends. And at the very end of the day, the sun will set.
Yes.
And this will benefit so many families in the community.
That's what I love to hear, those kind of stories.
Yeah, I do too.
Yeah.
So for more information about LA Tequila Fest, Dr. D, you can go to their website,
which is
latequilafest.com.
Okay.
And I'm not finished.
Okay.
Follow LA Tequila
I'm not
Fest
stopping you.
on social media. Go to Facebook, LA Tequila Festival. You can go to Instagram and find them at LA Tequila Fest. And To learn more about the AMCFF, please visit cardenasfoundation.org. I'll spell that for you. CARDENAS foundation.org. So coming up September 16th, we're celebrating Mexican Independence Day. You can kind of hear a theme here today. In the fall, we're celebrating Mexican Independence Day. We're celebrating great tequilas. We're celebrating great culture. So join El Carmen. Have you been to El Carmen in Los Angeles?
I have not.
Okay, this is one of the coolest bars. It's one of the coolest bars that you will never hear about and really hard to find. It's one of those. I don't even know if they have a sign over the door.
Right.
It's in LA. I can't even remember if it's on La Cienega or right off La Cienega. I've only been twice. It's a very, very cool bar. If you're in LA this weekend, go check it out, or anytime. It's a great place to duck in and grab a handcrafted cocktail. Very, very small. There's not a lot of seating. Hard to find. Once you're in, though, it's homey. The staff is amazing. The cocktails, the drinks are incredible. Let me tell you about they're going to celebrate Mexican Independence Day at El Carmen. Again, it's a historic Los Angeles tequila bar and taqueria. They're going to be celebrating the Mexican Independence Day on the 16th of September. And let me tell you a bit about this. I'm going to call it a dive bar because it really is.
Yeah.
But
it's okay. I think that's fine.
I love dive bars. In its early years and under the ownership of founder. Okay, here's where I'm going to
just go slow.
I'm going to hold on. How to pronounce. Hold on. See, the thing I didn't factor in about this is what I can't pronounce it, and then I go find how to pronounce it. It takes a moment, so just stay with me.
And just a reminder, ladies and gentlemen, while he is searching there, you are listening to the Jeremiah Show here on this fine station, as well as a podcast that is up there on the jeremiahshow.com. Yes, indeed. And we hope that you will continue to listen.
Thanks
to this
for that
program.
Stall. That was a very nice little intermission.
Well,
we should have done a little.
We try to support. We try to support up and coming stars.
All right. So in its early years and under the ownership of founder,
you keep turning on the microphone, your speaker.
I know. I'm playing the name.
Okay.
Encarnacion.
No, that won't work.
That won't work for us. All right. Encarnacion Elias Gomez, El Carmen, was frequented by luminaries that included Busby Berkeley, Cecil B. DeMille,
wow,
Boris Karloff, Ricardo Montalban, Nat King Cole, Loretta Young, Diego Rivera, Mario Lanza, and Vincent Price. This bar has been there a long time.
Great,
it's a great little place to tuck away. In its early years and under the ownership of founder Encarnacion Elias Gomez, El Carmen was frequent. Oh, I already did that.
Yeah.
Can you clean that up? Sorry about that. We can just start over.
We can. Let me.
Well, I'll do. I mean, from the last.
Well, we'll set it up.
I swear these glasses. I got to stay back to read.
Okay. Well, let's. Let me go back here. All right. Okay, so I got it set to start where we want to start there. And I'll just count you down. You ready? 3, 2, 1.
Every year, El Carmen attracts new generations of devotees who experience the space as seen through the creative lens of restaurateur and hotelier Sean MacPherson. Sean MacPherson, let me just say a little bit real quickly here. He is, if you haven't heard of him, he's the man who shaped downtown New York and Los Angeles.
Wow.
His mother was Janet McPherson. She was a champion surfer in New Zealand. His father, Tim Murdoch, appeared in the classic surf film The Endless Summer. So Sean MacPherson is just, he just builds these beautiful hotels, these beautiful bars. He says, I've always related to Zelig. I've been lucky enough to intersect with a few things that became relevant by being in the right place at the right time, such as a laid back SoCal attitude. Do this again, I swear, man. I gotta sit way back to read this stuff. Okay, can you start again?
Stand by. We'll pick it up from where we left off.
Where do we leave off?
Well, let's see here.
Is it Zelig or Zelig?
That's a good question. I don't know.
Zelig, I think.
Okay, we are about ready to take a break here too. Let me see what we got here. Start with Sean MacPherson.
Sean McPherson,
Yeah.
in case you don't know.
Yeah, that's what
You
we're
want me to
doing.
go?
That's where you want to start.
Okay, but
Okay.
you haven't started yet.
Right. 3, 2, 1.
Dr. D Sean McPherson, in case you haven't heard of him, is the man who shaped downtown New York City and Los Angeles. Sean MacPherson is a laid back, as you would imagine, Southern California guy with 2 surfer parents, famous surfer parents. But he has changed the landscape of downtown Manhattan and Los Angeles with his empire of restaurant and hotels. Instant icons are the Waverly Hotel, the Waverly Inn, the Bowery, the Ludlow. And he's now overseeing renovation of the famous Chelsea Hotel. So he's the owner of El Carmen. Guests that come in and dine at El Carmen will enjoy Hidalgo's Grito, a cocktail specifically created for the occasion. They'll have also their classic margaritas, their modelos, tacos, asada, pollo, and papas for $3 each. There's a lively mariachi band that I would not be too thrilled about. I'll take some aspirin.
No, hey,
And
not
some
everybody
earplugs.
likes
I don't
everything,
really.
so it's okay. You know,
I'm sorry. I just
Yeah.
don't. 7 to 9 p.m.
but it's still going to be
There'll be
a lot of fun had by all.
Go to check them out, El Carmen on Instagram. But you got to go to in person. You really do have to experience El Carmen once in your life, if not many, many times.
This is not a Zoom event, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah,
It
this
is
is-
not a Zoom event.
It's not an Instagram event. It's
Or-
not a Facebook.
exactly.
Get there live. But if you want to check it out, go to Instagram at El Carmen LA. Okay,
Very
we got to
cool.
take a break, but
Yes,
I
we
want
do.
to talk about our good friends here in town at Acme Hospitality. There's some good stuff coming up. And when we come back from the break, let's talk about where you should go this week.
Absolutely.
It's
Okay.
a nice fall weekend. Love it. We'll be right back.
All right. Stand by. We'll get this lined up and set this right here.
Okay. Oh, we got to call Lou.
We got to call
Should we
Lou
do
here.
Lou next and then the Pearl Social stuff, or will
We
have
can
time?
do that. Yeah. Let's see. It's 8:58. Yeah. Let's, we still have plenty of time. We're in 20 minutes or roughly into what we've just been
20
doing.
minutes.
So the first
So-
program is
So why don't we do
more than half done.
We'll do let's do Big Lou on this one. I gave it up. Let's do Big Lou for the next. We got 10 minutes, right?
I would say, yeah, 2 fivers,
So let's do
if that.
Lewis,
Okay.
and then the show will be done, and then we'll go into the next one, and I'll talk about
Okay.
Acme Hospitality.
Very good. Very good. And I've just about completed the session.
Should I
for
do
that
my
too.
top listeners then after Lewis though? Will that be the end before
Let's
I
do
end?
Big Lou for the 5 minutes.
Okay.
Okay. What is he coming in on Zoom?
No, I just told him to
Okay.
call him.
Okay. I'll need a number.
Lewis.
We'll do this, and now you will need your headphones.
Okay.
Okay.
Lewis's number
As the video continues
is
to roll.
323
All right. 1, 3, 2, 3,
304
304
7339.
7339.
Do not
All right.
call Lewis, big YouTube listeners.
Do not call. Yeah, that's right. Oh
We just
Lord.
gave out
We
Lewis's
just
phone number.
well, we can edit that out too of the video. I can edit that out.
Yeah, we'll both remember that one.
Come on, Big Lou. Hello, Big Lou.
Hello.
Hello. It's Jeremiah show. This is Big Richard. Big Rick. Hello. I
Sound like
think
he dropped the
hung up
phone
on
in
us.
his lap or something.
He hung up on us. 1, 3, 2, 3.
Oh, he's calling back right now.
AM 1290, the Jeremiah Show.
Dr. D, this sounds like you.
Well, it sounds like, but it's not me. It's someone that sounds like me.
Fair enough. It happens to me all the time. The problem is they have hair and I don't.
I love it. I love it. All right.
So, do we have Big Lou on right now?
We have Big Lou on.
And we're live, right, Dr. D?
Well,
we're going.
We're gonna start recording here in just a second.
Oh,
and here we go in 3, 2, 1.
Welcome back to the Jeremiah Show. We've got Big Lou's on the line. Big Lou is almost too big for the Jeremiah Show anymore. He's got his own radio show now, Dr. D.
My gosh.
Big Lou is Big Lou in all ways, muscles.
Oh, I know.
But now he's got the head to match. Big head.
You know what? I still, ironically enough, I'm not a hoarder, but I gravitate towards things that have done me well.
Yeah.
With that being said, I still have a few pairs of pants. If you can believe it, people who's listening, who's following, who's watching, this is not a fabrication or embellishment of the truth. It is what it is. And what it is I still have a few pair of pants from the 90s that I still wear.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. He's in shape is what he's saying here, Dr. D. He's
Yeah.
reminding us that the reason none of our pants fit is because we are not in shape as Big Lou here. Fit Lou,
What?
Big Lou. He's the man. He's got his own radio show and well deserved now.
I
The
know.
Sports Lounge.
Just shocking.
The Sports Lounge.
Yeah.
And we had to go through. This is for the listeners out there. Big Lou, has always been a friend. He's always come on the show, and whatever you need, I'll be there.
Yeah.
We had to go through 2 managers, 5 PR
Oh, it's
companies,
ridiculous.
an agent, his mom, and his cousin, just to get him on the show this time.
Of which, it's funny, of which my mom, bless her heart, she still has a rotary phone, and she only has channels 2 through 13, and sometimes 4 and 5 will work.
Oh, wow.
If you fix the antenna for her.
That's right.
If I fix the antenna, I stand on one foot and stick my finger in my ear, and that's how we get reception.
Yeah.
Well, we have to bring your mom and my mom on this Thanksgiving. It's time, and, and we have to both have them to make their famous pies for us.
That's right.
So we're gonna have to get your mom set up on Zoom or something. We'll have to go.
God willing, I'll tell you, I'm the baby of my family, and my mom has been blessed to see 87 years in this crazy place we call Earth and the world and life. And if she would be absolutely flabbergasted to get on the radio. She'll probably just stare at the mic and not say a word, which is funny because my mom was the first lady of the church, my father being a pastor, so she is used to being in front of large crowds of people, singing in front of people on the radio, records, the whole 9 yards. But it's been so long; she's been so far removed from being so active in the church. So she's still trying to grasp hold of the magnitude of everything that's happening with the radio show. She doesn't really understand it per se. She's just like, when can I listen to it? I'm like, oh, Mom, well, I have to bring the phone over to you. And we got to, because, we're outside of she's outside of the coverage area for AM 1290 KZSB.
Well,
so I have.
Does she have a computer? Does she have a
computer? Did you not hear? She has a rotary phone?
I know, but I thought maybe she may have an iPad next to her rotary phone.
He took a shot and missed.
I tell you. She has a pad next to her, but it's not an iPad. Let me tell you.
We're gonna figure that out. Maybe we'll have to bring the broadcast. We'll bring the broadcast to her.
Oh, I like that.
But
now, live on location at Mrs. Jones' house. That would be awesome.
Hey, Big Lou, man, I am so proud of you. You got your own radio show now. You're doing such great guests that you've had on already. I just can't wait to hear more. And it's such a great show to catch up after the weekend with the best plays, the best games of the weekend every Monday at noon here on this station, KZSB 1290. And you've got a lot of other things happening within the show. So tell us a little bit about the show and the format and why you decided to do the show.
Well, first of all, let me send a big shout out to you, Jeremiah, and Dr. D and Les Carroll for making all of this come through and come true and happen for me. I couldn't be happier. Now I literally have a microphone and the platform. So like it or not, people, you're gonna have to listen to me, and you're gonna like it
too. Let me tell you, you do not argue with Big Lou. Okay.
Yes, you do not want to argue with him. Coming into your home, into your back seat, into your front seat.
Oh yeah,
he's there. He's coming.
Absolutely. We're very excited to have you on the station, but also very excited just to have the opportunity to hear from a lot of these athletes that that you have probably played with, especially in your college days, and you already have that rapport, which is very cool.
That's a great way to segue into the essence of the show. And I was so very fortunate to have that experience to go to University of Washington on that full football scholarship at the time that I was there. I was there 90 through 94. I left March of 95. And, that was some of the greatest teams in University of Washington history and in college football history itself. In 91, as you guys know, we won that national championship, or there's still debate about they had to split the championship with Miami. We'll get into that later. But we did go undefeated that season as well. And that was one of the greatest teams in college football history. Definitely the greatest team in University of Washington history. And during that journey, I was so fortunate to play with some of the greatest guys out there and also play against some of the best. And in football, just like going through fraternal or sorority organizations, you build a certain bond with these guys, obviously on your team, but just guys around the country that you're having this experience with. And it's such an experience that if you're not there, if you don't go through it, you really can't understand it or comprehend why that brotherhood is so strong around the country. And it's because of the things that we go through: good, bad, indifference, the good times, the bad times, the heartaches, the bumps, the bruises, the rehab, the injuries. It's something that we share. It's a common thing. And again, you appreciate the hard work that, your competitors on the other side of the map are doing as well. And that's what makes it so fun. That's the essence of sportsmanship, in my opinion, is you want to play against the best when they're at their best. And when it's all said and done, when the dust settles and the chips fall, you can look across the field and shake hands with that person. That is the sportsmanship. And I did that against some of the best that are out there. And I was so fortunate. And I'm going to use that connection and that relationship to give the sports lounge a little bit more vibe and that certain je ne sais quoi, if you will. That's about all the French I know. I don't even know if that's French, but I'm going to throw it out there.
Let me look up how to pronounce that.
That's right.
Right. Well, how to spell it would be a little bit more difficult than to pronounce it, for sure. But yeah, I was lucky, and I saw like Eddie George was at Ohio State still when we went there to play those guys, and he was still, I think he was even a sophomore, a freshman or sophomore when I saw Eddie George the first time in college. And look at what he's done now, and what a great person to have, at some point to get onto the show. And because of what we shared going through that football experience, college and beyond, that's the type of relationship that you want to cultivate that can come on to something like my show now, my radio show, and just talk shop. I mean, that's what a sports radio show is. We talk stats, we talk current events, and then we talk about what's coming up in the future and what happened in the past to give our listeners a better perspective as to what's going on. And, for our newer listeners who might not really be football enthusiasts, this is how we get them to understand the game a little better. We just talk shop.
Well, I love, sorry.
Go ahead, Jerron.
No, finish your thought.
I was going to use that and that's, kind of how we segue into the show and our segments, some people work on the weekend, some people try to look at the game. So the format of the show is going to basically come out as, some days we're going to have different segments in the show, but the the staple of the show will be, we're going to always open the show with a segment that's called Red Zone Recap. Red Zone Recap is pretty much just as it sounds. We're going to recap all the games from the weekend, talk about the best players and, some of the worst players, but giving our listeners who didn't have an opportunity to see all the games that they would like to have, or, didn't get a chance to see all the replays, we're going to go ahead and rehash all those scores and highlights for them in Red Zone Recap, which will also dive into our next segment, which will be the Rookie Roundup. And again, if people have been listening and following, and it's really not hard to, it's a lot of rookie controversy that's going on right now in the NFL. We're going to talk about that because a lot of people are interested to see what's going on with these rookies that are stepping up to take over some of these organizations and these football teams. Just to give you an example, Mac Jones and Cam Newton were going back and forth in New England at the quarterback position. Well, if you were not paying attention, I'm going to get you up to speed right now. Bill Belichick, in his usual form, not rare form, Bill Belichick is known for doing what just happened. Cut Cam Newton. Mac Jones is now the number one quarterback in New England. So in terms of rookie roundup, that controversy has been knocked down and settled. It's ironed out. Pen has been put to paper now. It's Mac Jones's offense now. Cam Newton is actually, I think he's still looking for a job somewhere. Somebody's going to obviously sign Cam Newton and bring him in, but right now it's Mac Jones's to lose. Again, same thing. Trevor Lawrence, we know what happened there with Jacksonville Jaguars. Again, quarterback competition. Him and Gardner Minshew were getting into it, but the Jacksonville Jaguars, they pulled the plug on Gardner Minshew a few weeks back. He is already out of Jacksonville now. It's now Trevor Lawrence's to lose.
And that's just a taste of what you will hear on Big Lou's Sports Lounge, noon Mondays, right here on AM 1290 KZSB, thus your sports station for Big Lou and the Sports Lounge. And now back to Jeremiah.
Dr. D's jumping in there, Lewis, because we got to take a real quick break.
I love it.
He gave up on me. He asked me to take a break 4 minutes ago, and I'm like, no, I'm too fascinated by Big Lou and the Sports Lounge. Okay, so let's take that quick break, Lou, and then we'll get the rest of the show. Do we have any time left for the show, Dr. D? We have a few minutes.
Next to nothing. A few minutes, yeah.
A few minutes. So we'll be right back with Big Lou, man, the Sports Lounge. You got to check it out, AM 1290 on Mondays at noon.
All right, we're clear.
Baby.
Woo! Well, hopefully Les is okay with that.
Well,
we don't have a sponsor yet. Okay, so what do we got left? Not much, huh?
I would say whatever we're going to do has got to be quick.
Okay, so
if you want to do something sports related, tonight NFL kicks.
Yeah, let's do that. We got like 2 minutes. I'll just come back. I'll introduce you again, and then I'll just ask you what's tonight's.
I know this.
How should I word that? The NFL, the 2021 NFL kickoff. What to watch out for?
Perfect.
Okay,
that's perfect.
All right, and then we're gonna
NFL season kicks off tonight.
And then basically say goodbye for us for the Jeremiah Show, if you wouldn't mind, Louis. You can do the goodbyes, and just say check me out or whatever. Give a plug for your show one more time when we go out.
Absolutely.
Okay, so you got 2 minutes. Sure. I'll come in. I'll introduce you one more time, and then I'll ask you that question, and then you can take us out.
All right. In 3, 2, 1, you're live.
Welcome back to the Jeremiah Show. Big Lou joins us right now. Big Lou's got his own show, his own radio show here on AM 1290 KZSB. It's called the Sports Lounge with Big Lou. Big Lou, welcome back. Exciting.
Man, good to be here.
There's a lot of congratulations on your new show, and exciting. Tonight is very exciting. The 2021 NFL kickoff. What should we watch for?
Listen, people. I'm gonna say this right now. I'm gonna say it one time. There's going to be a lot of debate about it, but the greatest day of the year is tonight because NFL season kicks off officially. Game 1 to start the 2021 season, Thursday Night Football, the Dallas Cowboys and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Man, I'm excited.
And football, Dr. D.
If you haven't been following and watching and paying attention, we know what happened last season with the Dallas Cowboys losing Dak Prescott. And for those of you who are football fans and enthusiasts, I'm going to teach you something right now that you might think you know. Some of you might know, some of you might not know. But the quarterback play, it's such a huge position. And you see what happens when you take the quarterback out of the equation, that being Dak Prescott. Last year, Ezekiel Elliott had a mediocre year at best. I think the buzzword is a pedestrian year, if you will.
That's pretty low.
Yeah.
And it's because you don't have a threat at quarterback. So typically in football, right, if there's no threat to throw the ball, then we're going to stack the box, meaning we're going to put a bunch of guys up on the line of scrimmage and take your number one guy out of the equation. So for Dallas, losing Dak Prescott, who's their number one guy, Ezekiel Elliott. So they stacked the box, and Ezekiel Elliott had a very difficult time being effective last season, and we saw the results. I'm just really bitter, if you guys want the truth, because I had him on my fantasy football team last year, and he just tanked me. I was so mad, but that's a whole nother story.
Well, now you got a platform, like you said, you can pay him back a little.
And folks, if you don't think this guy knows what he's talking about, then check him out. I'm not a big sports fan as far as following all of the intricacies, the stats, and
well, we're going to learn, Dr. D. We're in the sports lounge with Big Lou. We're going to learn. Yeah, I'm not either.
Yeah, but for me, it's baseball. Okay, but I don't follow the stats and those kinds of things. I just love the game, and I know Big Lou loves football. Loves the game. So there you go.
I tell you, football for me is like chess. I'm a huge fan of chess as well, and as we know, chess goes back, thousands and thousands of years, to the point where, different armies would plot and plan how they're going to attack via chessboard.
Yeah.
And football is no different. We find strengths, we find weaknesses, we find things that we can take advantage of and exploit. And that's the defense. Same thing on the offensive side of the ball. You find your mismatches, you find where you can exploit and where you got to protect. And then we execute those things.
Yeah. By the way, I understand NBC is going to start a new show. It's a new survival program. It's called Contact Chess with pads and helmets. Extreme chess. You like that?
I love it.
With Lou. Don't forget to put the Big Lou tag on it.
Big Lou on there.
Hey, I just wanted to say a couple things real quick. Fall, we're talking about fall before you got on Big Lou. The fall is our Dr. D and our favorite time of year. Yeah. Holidays are coming. Yeah. The weather cools down around. It's just a good time in the world right now, right? I mean, there's a lot going on, but the fall, when we hit the fall, we know good things are coming. Family, friends, football. Yeah. Fall and football, right?
It's the three F's in life that matter. Family, friends, and football. And depending upon wwho's saying it, not necessarily in that order.
That's true. That's true.
And I wanted to let our listeners know, Big Lou, of why, they may have seen on the podcast sites, your show is uploaded with our podcast, The Jeremiah Show. The reason being is that Big Lou invited Dr. D and I to produce on the back end the show. So I am going to really learn about sports. I'm looking forward to it. I'm learning so much from Big Lou. Yeah. I don't know. He probably could have found an executive producer that knows something about sports, but he said I think he just looked around the room and there I was, and he said, okay, you're it. You. But anyway, that's why. So listen to Big Lou's shows when we upload them on our podcast site. We'll be doing that for a little while until he tells us to stop. But he's also got his site, his show, The Sports Lounge with Big Lou, is up on SoundCloud, and very shortly will be up on Apple, iHeart, Spotify. Just takes a couple weeks to have it RSS feed out and get it all set up. But look for that on his site or our site, his Facebook page, his Instagram, The Sports Lounge with Big Lou. Thanks for joining us, Lou. We really appreciate it. We can't look. I know for your very first show, you had Don Willis, assistant coach for Santa Barbara City College Vaqueros football team. And you had last week, Kevin Battle, the Giltinis.
Major League Rugby.
Yes. And they just won the championship.
Man, that's fun. They just first year in existence here in Los Angeles, and the Giltinis win a championship.
And coming up, American Ninja Warriors, we don't know who the winner is. It's this Monday night. Tune in on NBC, Monday night, the 13th. I think it's 8-9 Central. The show, American Ninja Warriors, find out who wins that show. And Big Lou already has the winner, whom none of us know who that is yet.
Right.
He or she is booked. He's booked on the Sports Lounge on the 20th. So look forward to that.
People, please be good people and do the right thing, right? Save yourself the trouble. You don't have to search on your phone while you're driving and put yourself at greater risk than you already are while driving on the road. Just tune in. It's real simple. Tune in, find me, the Sports Lounge with Big Lou, right? Go to the Jeremiah Show. It'll be on there. And he already said all the sites, SoundCloud, iHeart, iTunes, Spotify. It's going to be on all the podcast sites as well. But I want you to hear me live as well. Tune in. I'm going to have segments on the show where you can call in and we can be interactive. Look, it's a sports talk show. It can't work if I'm not talking with people. I want to talk with you. I want to relate with you.
Mm-hmm.
I want you guys to be a part of the show because we're going to do this together and make this thing grow and have a good time doing it together.
Nice.
That's what it's all about.
Fantastic.
Well, it's all
All right.
about. All right. Thanks, Big Lou. Can't wait to hear next week. And you have been listening to the Jeremiah Show. Communicate, listen more, and evolve. Have a great week, everybody. Here comes Anne Heche film series Behind the Curtain with Anne Heche, where she talks about her and Harrison Ford.
Mm.
All right.
It's the Indiana Jones.
Yeah, don't go anywhere. All right. Thanks.
All right, we're clear.
Perfect. Thanks,
We're clear.
Lewis.
Thank you, Lou.
Hey, for sure. Thanks, guys. Hey, now, Anne Heche is coming on right now?
No, we've already recorded. We did 10 shows with her all in 2 days. And we've chopped it up and we're going to drop it into the shows over the next 10 weeks. But yeah, she has. We'll have to get her. We'll have to get her on your show somehow. I'm sure I think she's a big Dodgers fan. Maybe we'll have to get her on and you guys can talk. You guys would have some fun.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. All right.
All right, man.
Well, I hope I did the show right. I hope I did that right.
That was beautiful.
Yeah,
that was great.
good. That was good.
And that was good because now we know. Now the listeners are like, why is his show coming into our feed and all that? Now they know. I mean, they probably know who you are already, but that was a nice setup to like cross promote.
All right, my friend.
All right.
Jeremiah, real quick, I just sent you a text message. I have another kid whose parent has a business, and they want the sponsorship package and deck and all that stuff. So I sent you.
Okay.
I just sent you his email so you can forward that stuff to him. His name's Frederick.
Okay. Yeah, send me all the information. We got to do one more show and then I'm going to go back to the office and then and so we can talk then if you want. But send that to me. I'll get it out in the next hour and a half.
Perfect.
All right, man. Thank you.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.
Okay, guys.
All right. Go ahead.